Hello Pilates people, Julia Hartstein here again. I wanted to teach an exercise that may or may not be Pilates. I swear I learned it in Pilates, but if I did, I think I would remember exactly who taught it and how that went about, because it would have been like just that oddball in or out, either way. But it's probably from my dance background, and I had learned it again from a acquaintance in Long Island. She was also trained in classical Pilates and Feldenkrais, and she taught it to me as we were doing like a Pilates / Feldenkrais session, and it was called the clock. And so for anybody who's familiar with this or this technique, I think a lot of times too that they're teaching something like this or similar in pelvic floor therapy techniques. You're going to think about your hips. I always think about my hips like a bowl, and I'm going to show you lying down. But you want to think of your pelvis like a clock. So this would be your belly button, and this would be your tailbone, pubic bone area. I'll go over this when we're lying down. This would be probably your right hip and then your left hip, right? And if you're mimicking me, that would obviously be the opposite side. So you want to think about your hips like a clock. So let's go find our mat. I already have my pillow set up, and look, I can just slide one on at home. You're going to come lie down, finding your back flat, and your knees will be bent. You want to find yourself even on the mat, and you want to find your feet parallel with your hips. And this is great for people who are experiencing lower back pain, issues with their pelvis. Keisha might be walking around in a second. Don't get in the way, Keisha. I love you, but no, get out of the way. Yeah, I know, you're a good boy. So think about your belly button, or a little bit above your belly button, I should probably say, and your pubic bone, tailbone area, right? Think about that clock. Don't get in the way, sweetheart. Go that way. Yeah, watch. Yeah. Go that way. Get it. So what you want to do, just work on 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock. Pulling your hips back towards your face. Pull into 12 o'clock. Try not to use your stomach muscles too much. You might press into your legs and feet a little bit, and that's okay. Just notice what the body does. You might feel a little bit more round. And then feel your hips shift forward into 6 o'clock, which is your pubic tailbone area. Notice how your body might arch. It's okay if your torso shifts with your hips. Just let it do it. It's like you're really massaging the back of your hips and your lower back. 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock. And then just notice how that feels, and if that's hard to do, if you want, you can put your hands and really press down just to kind of feel what you want to do. Because I've taught this a little bit in the past few weeks to female clients specifically who seem to be grabbing in their hips, also too going for pelvic floor therapy, and we did this and everything just loosened up for them. So if you are having these issues, and this is for men as well, just notice what this feels like. 6 o'clock and at 12 o'clock and then 6 o'clock, and then find a neutral spot. And now I want you to go to side, or 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock. So just rock a little to the 3 o'clock and rock a little bit to the 9 o'clock. And then just notice if one way is a little harder than the other. And just keep rocking back and forth, rock back and forth, side to side, from 3 o'clock to 9 o'clock, right? Just feel what that feels like. And again, notice if you notice one side more than the other. And then find a center position. Now we're going to put both of those pieces together. We're going to do 12, 3, 6, 9, 12, 12, 9, 6, 3, 12. Oh, I think that was pretty good. That was better than me trying to explain back and forth before. So, feeling your hips. You can have your hands here to kind of feel what your hips are doing, or you can have them at your sides, whichever you prefer. Feel your hips rock into 12 o'clock. And think about 4 quadrants on your hips, right? From 12 to 3, And then from 3 to 6, there's your second quadrant. From 6 to 9, it's the third quadrant. And from 9 to 12, there's your fourth quadrant. Does that make sense? And if the rest of your body goes with it too, that's okay. Just notice it. Now go back. 12 to 9. Don't get in the way, teacher. From 9 to 6. That's it, good boy. From 6 to 3. And from 3 to 12. And then just let your body relax. You can do this a few times. The more advanced you get, you're going to actually do every number on the clock, right? You're going to go from 12 to 1 to 2 to 3. The more advanced you get. But at first, you might just kind of do 6 and 12, 3 and 9. I mean, see how those feel because they might feel a little weird. Come here, bubbles. Get back to me. Let me know how you feel. Again, this isn't specifically Pilates. I'd like to say I remember learning it in Pilates, but this is probably going to be a Pilates hybrid exercise because I definitely learned it in dance. I thought, again, like I said, I learned it in Pilates. And then I had a session with a fellow teacher who was a Pilates and Feldenkrais instructor. So that is where that's from. Let me know how you're doing. Again, this is great for men or women, lower back pain, any kind of pelvic floor therapy needed because it's not just for women, it's for men. As a matter of fact, I had a physical therapist remind me, I think there's only 2 significant differences in the pelvic floor of a female and a male, which I thought was very interesting. I believe it's 2 muscles, she explained. But I want to leave you with that because I wasn't even aware. I figured they were basically the same, but obviously you would think a little different because women give birth and men don't. So I'll leave you with that. Let me know your feelings, what's going on in your bodies. Did this help? Have you done this before? What are your experiences? I'd love to hear from you. And so would Keith. Come here. Come here. Come say hello. 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 We'll talk to you soon. Blessings. Bye-bye.